Hello everyone. Today, rather than go into more details about building the actual layout, I'd like to talk about controllers, controlling the locos so that all of them will achieve a sensible, realistic speed, particularly a slow speed. Now, if you look at the one that's going round, it's a common enough loco, a little BR 062 tank modelled on the N2. I would guess it was made at Binns Road in the 1950s, and there it is, got 4 wagons at the back, 4 brick wagons, and she's trundling around very nicely indeed. Now, I'm going to get my controller. I'll try and keep it steady, but I can speed it up in steps. There we go. So it's got a nice high speed and a nice slow speed. And we'll bring the speed right down to that, put the controller down for a moment, and then watch him go by. Here he comes. But if I put my fingers in the wagon and stop it, the loco is still going round, still travelling, and it's pulling, and I find it, you can read that, under 0.4 of an amp. That's at full power, at full torque I should say, with the wheels skidding. They're not increasing speed, they're just going along at the same speed. When I take my finger off the truck, away it goes at the same speed. And that's what I like to achieve for all locos. Good control is important, quietness is important. There isn't a lot of rattle with that one. It's set up nicely, it's consistently reliable, as I like to think that most of my locos are. Now, let's talk about the controllers. I'll let it come around first and stop it so we can concentrate on it, on the controller. So here it comes. And we'll stop him about there. It does go very slowly indeed. They all will. Okay, so we'll stop him there, and let's have a look at what controllers we're using. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Good, simple, old-fashioned Gaugemaster. Let me turn this one around for you so you can see what it is. There we go. It's not the latest. That one is a Gaugemaster 100M single track controller, non-feedback, with outlets at the back for 2 tracks. Let me show you. I'll turn it back like that, and at the back we have an outlet there for, if you can read that, it says track 1. There it says, have I got it right way around? No, track 1 there, track 2 there, and the accessories in the middle. 1, 2, and accessories. The accessories on this particular one are 16 volt AC. Now, if I control it with the knob at the front, the power is being directed out of those 2, track 1. So I could wire the track, any part of the track, to those 2 outlets, and control them in the normal way with the button at the front. However, at the rear here is this. This is a DIN connector. This DIN connector takes that Gaugemaster handheld controller, the black one, which is a feedback controller. I don't think they've got very strong feedback because they don't seem to make the locos very noisy. In fact, there's really very little difference, but the control is amazingly different. So this control, follow the wire all the way around, here it comes, straight into there, plug that in, take the feed off those 2, And hey, we're in business. With a handheld, movable controller, walk around with it wherever I want to be and control my locos. Now, I like those very much. They don't have to be Gaugemaster ones. I've also got a Parkside one. It's stunningly good. It's stunningly good, like this one is stunningly good. But it's also feedback, and it's got switchable feedback. Either way, they're good. So well, you take your choice. There's another gentleman who's got a lovely layout, and he uses a Trax controller, Trax. Looks very much like this one, does exactly the same thing, and I think probably they're a little bit cheaper. But either way, it doesn't matter. They do a stunning good job. So that's the control side of it. One loco is controlled here. I don't use this with control at the front. Stick to that one. I have a second one of these, and I shall do the same on the second one because I've got quite a lot of these handhelds. So that I have number 2 running off an identical controller with an identical handheld. And then for 3 and 4, because I do intend to run 4 controllers, I use this thing. And that is the transformer, I think it's called. It's a Gaugemaster one. Main socket, plug it into the mains, and the outlets at the back give you 2 separate 12 volt DC controlled power, uncontrolled power. And into those I plug more of these. Easy. And that's all I do. There's no magic about the controller. I don't use half wave, I don't use rectifiers. All I do is use what can be bought over the counter, and in my case I'm choosing Gaugemaster. If you've never used one, have a go. The difference between using something like this and then say a Hamilton Morgan or an even older one, a Hornby Dublo, it's night and day. The control is so much better. Let's have one more look at this loco running around. So we'll give him a bit of power and watch him go. If you want to reverse it, flick the switch and he's going back. Forward. And that speed will be maintained forever and a day. So easy. I've had no overheating motors, no problems at all really. So that's the controller side sorted. I'm going to switch off for a moment, but when I start up again on the second part, we will talk about wiring up.